Am I
shit.
the only?
I dance. Shit, I'm going to dance. Regardless, nigga. Alright. That's the end of that vid. That vid took forever, bro. Why everyone hates King Bach. Let's check this out. Bro, started to gritty.
One who thinks that King Bach was genuinely funny back in 2015. Now I know that there's like a huge King Bach hate train going on right now, saying that King Bach was never funny, King Bach was corny, King Bach set black people back all the way to slavery. But what if I told you that that's not even the real reason why people hate King Bach? What if I told you that there's a greater reasoning to why people dislike that man so much? And by the end of this video, you're gonna find that reason. Now, first and foremost, where did all this hate for King Bach even come from? I mean, I feel like every single year there's a King Bach Vine that goes viral on Twitter, and all the comments are in uproar saying that King Bach set black people all the way back to segregation.
He really did though.
It's actually wild. A few weeks ago, there was like this whole situation in Montgomery, Alabama, where there was like this huge fight at a boating dock. And after the whole situation, like everyone started making memes about it. I mean, a dude swam across the lake just to fight. Somebody got hit with a chair. Some dude threw his hat up in the air, and like a bunch of people helped him.
And summoned everyone.
Like, it was a pretty crazy situation. And since everyone decided to make memes, the meme god himself, King Bach, decided to also hop on the trend. And that's when it all went downhill. King Bach decided to make this skit of like him throwing his hat up in the air and like a bunch of black people coming to help him when he had a problem, because that's kind of what happened in the video.
It was literally black v white
In the whole Montgomery brawl situation, and all the comments were like,
yo, you are garbage, you're a terrible human being, you're annoying, you're corny, go kill.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not. But it made me think to myself, like,
of course
dang,
they
like,
did,
when
nigga.
did every single human being hate this man, King Bach? Like, back in 2015, I used to love that man. Like, even though now, like, yeah, the jokes are they're not that funny, but dog, King Bach was my guy back in 2015. I mean, another situation where I can pinpoint that man, King Bach, getting hated on is back in 2020, which this situation,
nigga said
I thought,
hello. Yeah, I'm here, nigga.
King Bach
nigga said, are you high? I'm listening.
This. That man, like, painted all over himself, like, rest in peace, George Floyd. He put, like, the BLM logo on him, like, with marker and stuff, and like he put his fist up and made a TikTok about it. It was pretty cringe, and everyone was saying like, yo, how are you gonna say this when you were making freaking racist jokes back in 2015?
Shit,
now, I'm not gonna lie,
bro?
King Bach's vines, when you watch them, there's a lot of raccoon behavior, without the RA. But I feel like a lot of people are forgetting what was in the media back in like 2015. Back in 2015,
oh, you racist. Okay.
Jokes and Vine went hand in hand. Literally all the most popular Vines are probably just some racist joke about black people versus white people, or freaking like some Asian joke or some like Hispanic joke. I mean, a lot of the jokes on Vine weren't clever at all. A lot of them were just dark humor.
Yeah, they were.
Not even dark humor, it was just like a stereotype. Now let me say this right now. There's a difference between dark humor and just being blatantly racist. Like, if somebody just says, yo, knock knock, who's there? You're an N-word with a hard R. Like, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's kind of racist. But dark humor, on the other hand, I mean, I feel like if you can make a joke about an Asian person and then the Asian person laughs, I feel like that's dark humor, you know? You make a joke about a black person and the black person is laughing, I feel like that's good dark humor. And I feel like that's a lot of what Vine was. Like, nobody really cared back then. They just cared about, oh, I'm gonna just say this joke and people are gonna laugh. Like, you never saw
this nigga not real. Why is you saying that? Why is you saying that? Just let him cook up.
Anybody drop a think piece on Vine back then when somebody dropped one. And I'm not saying this is right in any way. I'm not saying go up to your black friend and just call him like a monkey or something. But the majority of people on Vine just enjoyed stereotypical jokes. And I think that was just the internet itself. Like, you guys remember Anwar Jabawi? He was like that Arabic dude. He would always make stereotypical Arabic jokes. Then you got people like Josh Kwondike, who was also making stereotypical Asian jokes. Then you got the white people on Vine making all these stereotypical white people jokes. And then you got the black Viners like Jerry Perp Drink, Daystorm Power, King Bach, all making jokes about black stereotypes. Like, literally, when you think about Vine back then, like, a lot of the black Viners, they would just bank on Jordans, watermelon, and basketball. Like, that's low-key wild when you think about it. But like I said, like, where did these jokes come from? The media. People were watching South Park, Family Guy, freaking Boondocks. A lot of this stuff was okay back then. Like, back then, dark humor was the key to make somebody laugh. but I think back in like 2018, 2019, and 2020, that's when there was like a whole like 180 turn.
Built-in Jordan
Like,
Star
everyone was
Man.
like, oh my gosh, stereotypical jokes aren't funny, racist jokes aren't funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, me myself, like, I don't mind a racist joke here and there. Like, if you're just being blatantly racist, like, I feel like that's different than like
that
dark
is
humor.
different.
But if you say a funny
You
joke
niggas.
and it's like well crafted and I'm laughing, I'll be like, yo, what the heck? I was not expecting that. And it's a stereotypical joke, I'm gonna be like, okay, like, I'm gonna give you your props. I'm gonna
Okay.
laugh. But yeah, dark humor was wrong at one point, and I feel like that's when people started like bashing on King Bach, saying that like King Bach was never funny. But if you look back at all those vines, everyone was doing stereotypical jokes. And just the internet itself, if you look at videos from back in 2015, everyone was saying some racist stuff, some crazy stuff. Call of Duty lobbies, it was acceptable to say freaking slurs and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not saying that any of this stuff was okay, but it was just the point in time that like people were living. Like, nobody was really getting offended by that stuff, you know? And I feel like now dark humor is doing like a whole 360 because, bro, have you seen IG Reels comments? I know a lot of people
IG
don't really
Reels, the
scroll through
comments are
Instagram Reels. They
crazy.
usually scroll through like TikTok or something.
I don't
but
scroll
I've been
through
scrolling
IG
through
Reels,
IG
but I've
Reels
seen
a
the
lot.
comments.
And one thing I've been seeing are a lot of kids on my like Instagram Reels page. You know how on TikTok back then, like you would just see like a random kid doing something on TikTok, and like a lot of people would just like it because they're like, yo, what is going on? Like, this kind of funny. Well, that's happening all over again with Instagram Reels. And you go to the comment section, and the top comment will say something like, shut up, little nigga. And I'm not saying that that's okay at all. But when you see something like that, you're like, okay, what is going on?
If you use this sound, you will get a lot of likes, but creepy comments. I heard if you use...
You would think that like
Yeah,
the comments would be
what?
wholesome
I'ma
because it's a
sniff your
little kid
feet.
just dancing, doing whatever, telling a joke. But the top comment will tell a little kid,
Shut up, little nigga.
like, bro, I'll be like, what the heck? Like, it's kind of funny. And with all that being said, I think the real reason why people hate King Bach so much is because there was no evolution with his content ever since
Yeah, there actually
2015.
wasn't.
I mean, the only difference from his vines back then and his skits now are just the freaking quality. Like, his vines probably had terrible quality because it was filmed off a freaking iPhone 5C, and now it's getting filmed off a freaking Sony X7 6000 freaking nuclear galactic camera. But there's no difference within like the jokes. Like, the punchlines are all the same. So in conclusion, King Bach is literally just funny to 2015 standards, not 2023
Tight shit.
standards, if that makes any sense. I mean, I feel like people are just bored of his jokes, and that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of his jokes literally just consist of when the watermelon chicken is in your veins. Like, like, bro, what the heck? And also, I feel like King Bach didn't set black people
What
back.
the
Like, I
fuck?
feel like since everybody was making racist jokes back then, I don't really think it set anyone back. I think it was like, okay, now that we look at it from like 2023 standards, it's like, okay, that wasn't okay. Like,
Yeah,
that was wild. But the
Nah, to be
2015
honest, I still don't
standards,
care,
that
bro.
was okay in the media. So yeah, that's like my whole opinion on King Bach. Like, I don't hate the man because I don't really know the man or anything, but I understand like the hate around his content, you know? And tell me what you guys think about my take, like, down below, because I feel like a lot of people will agree and some people will disagree. And if you agree, comment below. If you disagree, also comment below and tell me why. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video.
Very
It's
W
somewhere
take.
here on the screen. Click on it. I don't know where.
Very W take, nigga.
America got a thing for this gangsta shit. They love me. Black Chuckers, Black Scully, leather Pele Pele. I take spit over rainbow shit. I'm a vandal, got that silver duct tape on my tray handle. The women in my life bring confusion and shit. So like